All right, today we're jumping into one of the oldest and honestly one of the messiest stories of family betrayal you'll ever find. It's a story where favoritism, raw ambition, and destiny all collide in one unbelievable moment. We are breaking down Genesis chapter 27, the story of the stolen blessing. And it all kicks off with these words from the patriarch, Isaac. He's old, he can't see anymore, and he basically feels like his time is up. He knows he needs to perform one final sacred duty, an act that's going to shape the future for generations. You got to understand, back then, a father's blessing wasn't just, good luck, son. This was a binding contract, a prophecy almost, a transfer of power, wealth, and God's favor.
So let's set the scene here. This first part is all about the setup. We've got a father wanting to give this incredibly powerful blessing to his favorite son, and that single wish is about to light the fuse on a family rivalry that's been simmering for years.
And right here, you can see the deep cracks in this family. You've got Isaac, the dad, who is all about his oldest son, Esau, the rugged, outdoorsy, skillful hunter. But then you have Rebekah, the mom, and her favorite is the younger son, Jacob, who's more of a quiet homebody. This isn't just a small preference, This favoritism is the gasoline for the fire that's about to erupt.
So Isaac lays it all out, and he's super specific about it. He tells Esau, go do what you do best, hunt something, cook me that savory meal I love. It's like the meal itself is part of the ceremony, linking this very physical act of providing for his father with the spiritual act of getting the blessing. This whole thing is supposed to be Esau's big moment. But somebody else is listening from the shadows. That private father-son conversation was overheard, and what happens next is the spark that ignites a treacherous, deceptive plot into motion with, frankly, astonishing speed. And Rebekah, she doesn't waste a single second. The moment Esau is out the door on his hunt, she makes a beeline for her favorite, Jacob. For her, this isn't about Esau's sacred moment. No way. This is a now or never chance for her boy, Jacob, to grab the destiny she's always believed should be his. So just like that, you've got two completely different schemes running at the same time. On one side, Isaac's plan is simple. It's honest. Esau hunts, he cooks, he gets the blessing he's entitled to. But on the other side, you've got Rebekah's crazy, intricate plan. Jacob's going to use goats from the flock, whip up a similar meal, and straight up impersonate his brother to steal the whole thing. It is literally honesty versus a total con job. Now, Jacob's actually pretty scared. He gets what's on the line here. He points out, hey, Mom, Esau is a really hairy guy, and I'm not. He's terrified that his blind father will just reach out, feel his smooth skin, and the whole gig will be up. And if that happens, he won't get a blessing, he'll get a curse. The stakes are just astronomically high. But Rebekah is absolutely unshakable. She looks at her son and says one of the most intense things in the whole story. Let your curse be on me. Can you imagine? She's basically saying, if this goes wrong and you get cursed, I will take that curse for you. Just do what I say. She's all in. And so the plan goes into hyperdrive. This disguise is a full-on sensory attack. First, Jacob puts on Esau's clothes so he smells like the outdoors, like a hunter. Then, the really weird part. Rebekah wraps goat skins around his smooth hands and the back of his neck to feel like his hairy brother. Armed with the fake meal, he's ready. The trap is set.
And this, right here, brings us to the climax, the absolute heart-in-your-throat encounter in that dark tent where a disguised Jacob stands before his blind father to claim a destiny that is not his to take.
Isaac asks this really simple, direct question. Who are you, my son? This is it. The moment of truth. Jacob has to lean into this lie 100%, where the whole thing just crumbles right then and there.
And there it is. The lie is out. With just 5 words, I am Esau, your firstborn. Jacob crosses a line. There is no going back from this. He hasn't just told a fib, he has literally stolen his brother's identity.
But Isaac isn't totally convinced. He's suspicious. He says, the voice sounds like Jacob's voice. A father knows his son's voice. So he tells him to come closer. He reaches out. He feels the goatskin-covered arms and neck, and they feel hairy, like Esau. You can just feel the tension, right? A father's instinct is screaming one thing, but what he can touch and smell is telling him something else completely.
In the end, the disguise works. Isaac, Convinced enough gives the blessing. And wow, is it powerful. It's a promise of wealth from the heavens and the earth, political power over nations, and, this is the real kicker, dominance over his own family. Be Lord over your brothers. A blessing like this, once it's spoken, was considered permanent. You couldn't just say, "Oops, take backsies." It was done.
So, the crime is complete. Jacob gets away with it. For now. But the fallout? Oh, it's coming. And it's going to be brutal. The rightful heir is literally walking up to the tent right now, and this whole deception is about to explode.
I mean, talk about tragic timing. The text says Jacob had scarcely gone out when his brother Esau came in from his hunt. He missed his entire destiny, the inheritance of a lifetime, by what could have only been a few agonizing moments.
When Esau walks in and says, "Hey Dad, it's me," the truth just crashes down on Isaac. The text says he trembled very exceedingly. This isn't just a little shake, this is a full-body, violent trembling of pure horror as he realizes the cosmic mistake he's just made. He's been tricked. The irreversible blessing went to the wrong son. And Esau's reaction, it's just pure, soul-crushing devastation. It's described as a great and exceedingly bitter cry. This is the sound of a man whose entire world has just been stolen out from under him by his own twin brother. Everything he thought was his is now gone.
And Esau immediately shouts, "This is the second time he's done this to me." He's saying Jacob is living up to his name, which can mean supplanter or deceiver. First, years ago, Jacob tricked him out of his birthright, which was the double inheritance due to the firstborn, and now he's stolen the blessing too.
The family is completely shattered. There's no coming back from this. And that grief, that profound sense of betrayal, it's about to curdle into something way, way more dangerous. And here it is. Esau's heartbreak hardens into cold, terrifying rage. He hates Jacob. And he makes this quiet vow to himself, in his heart, that as soon as the mourning period for their father is over, he will hunt down and kill his brother. This has now escalated from family drama to a death threat.
So Rebekah, the one who started this whole mess, she gets wind of the murder plot. Her plan worked, but now she's facing the very real possibility of losing both of her sons, one murdered, the other a murderer. So she comes up with one last desperate plan. Jacob has to run. He has to flee into exile, go to his uncle's house far away and just hide out until Esau's rage, hopefully, eventually cools down. And so Jacob, the blessed one, is forced to run for his life, leaving behind a family he completely destroyed, all while carrying a future he secured through lies. And it leaves us with this huge, nagging question, doesn't it? It gets even more complicated when you remember there was a prophecy that the older would serve the younger. But does that justify this? Can a blessing that's stolen ever really be a true blessing?